I am with the reigning Ginoong Pilipinas, Eric Visser. Hi, Eric.
Hi, nice to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm good too. I've actually never interviewed a male winner of any competition that involves looks. This is the first time I've ever done this. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about this particular pageant, Ginoong Pilipinas. What is this all about? When did you win this? And what does this mean to not just yourself, but to the Philippines? Because I know that this is just a sort of a prelude to something even bigger. Go ahead, those three questions, please, if you don't mind.
Okay, so Ginoong Pilipinas, it's a national pageant here in the Philippines. So we have representatives from all over the Philippines. In this case, I competed in 2019. I represented Cebu City. And then when I did join the national pageant, I won, which was in 2019. So Ginoong Pilipinas is it's another male pageant in the Philippines, which brings in all the different cities and provinces to represent and do their best to represent their provinces, basically, yeah. So it involves swimwear, formal wear, advocacies and talents, and of course the final night where you have the final questions and all of that.
So from what I understand, this is also just a sort of a stepping stone for something even bigger because you're wearing it around your neck. So the Mr. Universe tourism, is this what you're looking at next?
Yeah, definitely. So once you win Ginoong Pilipinas, you're automatically the representative for the Philippines in this Mr. Universe Tourism, which is an international pageant. And it was supposed to be held in Indonesia, actually last year already, but it got put on hold. So we're actually looking forward. Hopefully it'll be pushing through March 2022.
Eric, I've always enjoyed watching pageants, beauty contests, especially of the opposite sex, right? Since I was little, but the more I was exposed to it, the more questions I had, and which brings me to my next question. What is the purpose of a pageant? What is the purpose of a beauty contest in this day and age?
Well, of course, first and foremost, pageants are about entertainment, but it should not be only about entertainment. It's about giving people a platform, giving candidates a platform to be able to talk about what they're passionate about, their advocacies, and also to really showcase what each province or what each country, when it comes to international pageants, have to offer when it comes to talent, when it comes to physique, for example, and of course, most importantly, when you come to the questions, how well they're able to answer those questions and how well they're able to highlight problems that we have in this day and age.
You know, in this day and age, Eric, our sense of self, our insecurities, our self-worth is put in question, especially with the advent of social media, right? You know that the way, especially the youth, look at themselves, they are always comparing it with their peers, especially their peers in Instagram, on Facebook. So most of them are, their sense of self-worth, their self-image is so dependent on what they see around them. And beauty contests, pageants, magnify beauty, right? And, when they look at people as somebody as good looking as you, they want to be like you. They want to be as good looking as you. They want to be as happy as you, especially when they see stuff on Instagram, right? Murag masuya ba? You know what I mean? That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about maybe perhaps the role of pageants or maybe your personal role as Eric Visser, as Ginoong Pilipinas? How do you think we can help change the way the youth look at themselves, especially with the advent of social media?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And of course, we always have this saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I don't think it should be called beauty pageants anymore. You know, it should be just pageantry because in today's day and age, pageantry is not about beauty anymore. It's not about the looks, but it's about how well you're able to showcase what you're passionate about, how well you're able to convince people what you're passionate about. And in my case, it's about equality in all forms. So I started off with my first pageant, equality among races. And when I moved onto the national stage, it was equality among gender. And, That's why it's important to be very inclusive when it comes to these things. And that is also why in things like Miss Universe, for example, which is a very big pageant, it has become so inclusive in the way that they now allow transgenders to start joining, as we saw from Miss Spain, who was a transgender woman. And so I think that's really important, to be as inclusive as possible and to have different shapes and forms and not just what we consider as beautiful or handsome, so that we're able to help those people out there who have difficulties with their self-worth and difficulties with their confidence.
So what do you have to say to the person who's watching this interview, perhaps on Instagram, perhaps on Facebook, who has a very low self-esteem and whose self-esteem is very precarious, and whatever they see on Instagram gets influenced or affected by it? What's your message to people who have a very precarious, very delicate self-worth and could easily go on a downward spiral to depression if they feel that they're not living their best life, and all of those things that you see on Instagram, which to me, to be honest with you, is very unrealistic most of the time, right? Because they only see the best parts of their lives, and they never show photographs of or videos of them when they're in a horrible position, right? And all of that. So maybe you can give them a message or two, Eric.
Yeah, well, of course, the most important thing when it comes to that is self-love, knowing your self-worth, and you should never feel that you're not good enough, because, as you mentioned, what we see on Instagram, it's everyone's who's holding in their tummy, finding the best angle, and I think it's really important for also those influencers to showcase that what they see is just a small picture of what's actually going on, and that nobody's perfect out there, and maybe each of us have our different preferences, no? So there's someone out there who thinks you look amazing, and you should believe in it like that.
Okay, all right.
When your car runs out of batteries in the middle of the night, just call 340-8989 and everything will be alright. No batteries, no cash, no problem. You can use your credit card with our wireless wiper. At all batteries, just call all batteries. Contact our new 24/7 hotline at 340-8989. No batteries, no cash, no problem. All batteries.
This episode is brought to you by All Batteries. Our delivery never sleeps, day and night, rain or shine, no holidays. Call them at 340-8989. That's 340-8989. Or visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/allbatteries. Delivery, jumpstart, warranty, and assist 24/7 at All Batteries. More batteries, more power.